Sports contributor Rob Parker wrote a column detailing why it would be in everyone's best interest to do away with the national anthem before sporting events. Rob said that it would remove the distraction of players concerned about protests while also proving that long-standing traditions can be changed as we move forward. Rob Parker is joining us now. Rob, we have missed hearing your voice. And hey, the floor is yours. State your
Jenny
case.
missed hearing your voice.
Now, what? Come on, Shannon, Jenny, Skip. It's great to be back on, no doubt about it. Yes. And my column at Deadspin.com, I thought that this is where the NFL can do that. It can solve two things by changing and taking away the national anthem. A, showing that you can break down long-standing traditions and make a change, and also not putting the players in any kind of situation where there's going to be pushback once the season starts. Because I believe it won't be who's kneeling, it'll be who's not kneeling, because I believe it'll be that many players kneeling before the game, and you're just going to open them up for criticism. We've already seen President Trump, we're months away from the NFL season. He's already talking about the disrespect of the flag. And let's not forget, Skip and Shannon, that before 2009, players weren't even required to come out for the national anthem. It became a thing once the league and teams started getting money from the Defense Department and the National Guard. Then all of a sudden, this whole national anthem and showing the military and using it to try to engage younger people to look at the military in a different light. That's when that came. There's no reason that you have to have it. And if players still want to show a sign of solidarity or unity, you know what they can do before the game? They can all come together in the middle of the field and kneel down, but you don't have to have the national anthem. No other American starts their job every day with the national anthem other than athletes and maybe sports writers. That's it.
Well, I agree. I think it is a long-standing tradition, Skip. I think it goes back to something like the 1920s when they started playing the national anthem, probably at a baseball game. I'm assuming it was baseball. But, Rob, for me, I don't have a problem with them if they continue the national anthem, but I don't have a problem if guys choose to take a knee. I don't think you should be forced. I think people fought, for freedoms in a foreign land, but they were fighting for freedoms in their homeland. That, okay, if you don't want to stand, fine. If you want to go to a lot of people go to the bathroom, go get concession. They do a lot of other things other than have their hand over their heart and their other arm behind their back. That's, we were brought up doing that. We did that in school when we said the Pledge of Allegiance, and we did that, Skip, every time we've heard the national anthem. But it's okay. I don't look at somebody, you disrespecting the country, or you disrespecting this, if you don't stand at attention while the national anthem is playing. That's just me, Skip. I mean, everybody has their own thing, and the national anthem means a lot of things to a lot of different people. So I'm not here to try to judge you and look at you any differently if you stand, if you don't stand. But I do agree with you on this, Rob. I think the story is going to even before the game, is that not who's standing, who isn't standing. Well, why didn't Tom Brady stand? Why didn't this guy stand? Why is he doing this? Why? So I think you're subjecting yourself, you're opening yourself up to criticism, and I just hope that's not the narrative behind this thing, Skip. I really do. I really hope that they don't worry about who isn't standing. Just, hey, this is what's going on. The national anthem is being played, and let's flip the coin and go play football.
So, Rob Parker, even though it was very difficult for me to get all the way to your conclusion in the excellent column that you wrote, do away with the national anthem, you did make many powerfully good points. And as Shannon just alluded to, there's going to be so much conflict based upon the players' reaction during the national anthem. It's going to get messy because there might be some white and black players who just believe in standing and putting their hand over their heart for the national anthem. Okay, are they going to be condemned as racist or sellout? Maybe. If you don't take a knee, are you out of line? Are you wrong? Okay, I don't know how to fix that, which is why yesterday, and this wasn't original with me, I've seen it on several websites, but the whole idea of having a moment of silence dedicated to Black Lives Matter next year through the whole year, every game that's played in the National Football League, a minute of silence during which a player would be free to do whatever he wanted. Whatever your reaction, your emotional reaction to that would be, do it. And then when it's time for the anthem, then everybody would stand hand over heart for the anthem. Does that solve it all? No, it doesn't, because maybe some players would want to then kneel during the anthem. Is that okay? It's fine with me. And Rob, I want to make a very clear-cut point. I have said since, 2013, these black lives lost at the hands of white cops, these unarmed black men and women who have died at the hands of white cops, that they matter to me even more than any national anthem that we're going to honor. It renders it irrelevant to me. But now let's look at the bigger picture. If you do away with it, are some black players then going to say, hey, are you doing this to punish us? Are you taking our protest stage away? Because we love this. We want to show you during the anthem how much we believe that black lives do matter and how much we believe in racial justice.
Skip, that's a great point. But here's the other thing. If you're the NFL, and you could look at it that way, that's not saying that you can't kneel down before the game in unity or whatever you want to do, but it's also taking that off the table. Shannon mentioned it. There will be people who will still go back at the flag, and it'll be about, hey, look at these players, and there'll be your group of people, and the president will be fanning the flames about not disrespecting the flag. So that's not going to go away. And this way, you just eliminate that from the conversation, and we can stay focused on what it is. It's about police brutality and social injustice. That's what this whole thing is about. Even 4 years ago, and Skip, you mentioned earlier about Colin maybe taking this step into the forefront and speaking out. Think about how he started this. He didn't even pass out a press release or say anything when this thing first started. What did he do? He sat on the bench, and it was like a couple of weeks before Steve Weiss from the NFL Network noticed him on the bench and asked him, what are you doing and why are you not standing? And that's really where it came from. So it wasn't like he was looking for attention, Skip, or trying to, push himself out there. He was like, this is his own peaceful protest. And I think that's why Colin hasn't jumped up and been that guy. But I think in this case, this would be just the league showing. And also, if the NFL were to do this, it would show, being an iconic institution in this country, that we can make changes. We can change some things, and it ain't the end of the world. Just because there's no national anthem, we don't do it anywhere else. We can go to a concert, a movie. We can go everywhere, and we do not stand up for the national anthem. It doesn't make you less of an American. And it wasn't always a part of Americana. It has been of late. And you know what? If things change and people feel good about this country again, and we all get to where we want to go and we want to include it again, and we all feel good about standing up for it, then we can reintroduce it and put it back into the mix.
I think the thing is right now is that the NFL is riding so good because remember, the reason why they did what they did with Cap is because the public. And so now they got the public on their side. They don't want to alienate them anymore. So they're probably going to keep this in. I mean, Rob, you make some very compelling points. But I think that now that they have the national, the public on their side, they're like, nah, let's not mess this up. We're going to allow them the ability to peacefully protest. If they want to take a knee, if they want, whatever your peaceful protest is. I don't know how you could violently protest during the national anthem, Skip, at a football game, but I get the peaceful, okay? So whatever that is, the NFL's like, you know what? We got public support now. And so now I think they're going to bow their back. You saw Drew Brees go back at the president. Nah, we've hid behind the flag and the country and the vets are long enough. This is about an issue that's at hand that we need to address. And I believe the NFL will take that very stance. Now, I'm still anxious to hear. I heard with the commissioner. I want to hear some of these owners. Skip, I want to hear your guys talk so bad. He ain't
Where's
never
Jerry
lost a
Jones,
word.
Skip?
Skip,
Where's
he ain't
Jerry
never
Jones,
lost a word.
Skip?
You wrote all the books. You had.
I'm not his spokesman. I don't know.
I mean, you went through
I'm
like
not
8.
his PR guy. I agree with you. Jerry, it's time to speak.
You went through 8 tape recorders. We're getting all this footage.
And Skip, you remember last year, Jerry said he refused to let anybody kneel down or wearing a Cowboys uniform.
They wouldn't be playing for the Cowboys.
What's going to happen this year?
It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be very interesting.
Okay, go this direction with me, Rob Parker. This has become a pet peeve of mine when we discuss this issue. It seems like patriotism is now a white thing versus a black thing. Like only white people are patriotic. Stop it.
Yeah, that's
I mean, Rob, you pointed out in your piece, 40% of our military, African American. I don't know how many.
And minorities, right.
I'm sorry, minorities, correct. But I don't know how many black men and women I have met on all the Veterans Days we have done over what have I been doing? 15 years of Veterans Days. Black men and women, veterans, they're everywhere. And trust me, they love the flag at least as much as white people do, maybe more. I don't know. But again, I love our flag. I love our country. Shannon does too. Rob does too. That's not the issue at hand right now. But Rob, I'm just saying, I think a lot of black people would say, no, we need the national anthem. It's an important part of America. So because it is an institution at sports events, I think a lot of black America would say, no, we want the anthem. I don't think they would think this was a great thing.
Yeah,